This is Duke University.
When we think about race and representation now, there have been a lot of debates over the last 5 years about Black representation in film, Black representation in television. Quiet as it's kept, though, and this is an argument that my colleague at University of Texas, Lisa Thompson, makes, we've seen actually a renaissance of Black stage that's occurred over the last 2 years. You know, Hamilton is a part of that. Right. But you consider something like Shuffle Along. And Shuffle Along is an interesting story and an interesting history, right? You know, most folks are introduced to it for the first time not knowing that the play itself holds elements of a revival, right? Yeah. Right? That was imagined 90 years ago, you know, when it first gets staged. So if you could talk a little bit about kind of the history of Shuffle Along, about who U.B. Blake and Noble Sissel are, and what they're trying to do in the 1920s with the original Shuffle Along, and how that gets recovered now, you know, 90 years later.
I think both of those gentlemen, they were both Black, were born around 1880. Yeah. They both started in vaudeville.
U.B. Blake lived for a long time. Right?
Yes,
I mean, he was alive when I was alive.
You may have seen him on the Tonight Show. People of a certain generation. Wildly entertaining and amusing guy. So somehow he was the composer. Noble Sissel was a lyricist, maybe book writer. They decided to do a Broadway show. Well, this had never been done.
Right. Black Rogers and Hammerstein.
Right. Exactly. Right. There had been Blacks on Broadway, but the creative teams were not Black. There were not creative Black teams writing about Blacks. So this was a well-written vehicle. It had a hit song, I'm Just Wild About Harry. That was Harry Truman's campaign song. And as you know better than I, it sort of kicked off the Harlem Renaissance. Yeah. You had William Grant Still in the orchestra, the dean of Afro-American composers. In the cast at some point during the run were Paul Robeson, Josephine Baker. Really remarkable. Now, I wanted to do a revival of Shuffle Along 3 years ago. So it's a long story, but I'll cut to the chase. I was told by several directors, well, have you read the libretto, the book, the dialogue? I said, no. Well, you better go online. And some of it was this old, coon, Uncle Tom buffoonishness that to some people would drive them ballistic. Right. So, in the meantime, I didn't know other people were thinking of Shuffle Along, including the George C. Wolfe, who, what's he famous for?
Oh, well, everything, yeah.
Have folks in the audience ever seen the Colored Museum?
Colored Museum?
Just Google that, because they did a PBS version of it. The Colored Museum is one of the most brilliant satires of race in America, right? That he staged, small little theater. What's the PAP?
It was at the Public.
It was at the Public. Yeah, it was at the Public.
Artistic director. Yeah. And he did a great. He directed Carolina Change, that was on Broadway a few years ago, that Tony Kushner wrote the book and lyrics for, and Janine Tesori wrote it, Jelly's Last Jam. And he was the artistic director of the Public Theater, the Joe Papp Theater, for several years. But very mover shaker in American theater.
So it was not only him, it was a cast of stars like Audra McDonald. I mean, didn't she the reigning queen of Broadway? And who's the choreographer, dancer? Yeah. And so, did they revive Shuffle Along the way it's written? No, because there's this element of the plantation humor so it's about the making of Shuffle Along, the first production. That way they have some backstage drama. So there's some detachment from it.